Like, you know what? It's skills important, right? Product important, but the customer service, hospitality is very important.
I was on Yuko's platform last week, and so I invited her on my platform this week, and we're going to talk about, the topic is basically cultural, the cultural industry as it relates to hairstyling and as it relates to the salon industry. And you sent me something so amazing yesterday, and I did a deeper dive into it and was like really, really excited. And I thought about how the salon culture and the salon experience that we used to give our clients. And when you sent me that, I was like, wow. So I actually watched the video. I was able to watch the video.
Okay.
And I wrote down the Western hospitality compared to and I see the total difference in the Western hospitality compared to Omotenashi, right?
Yes, Omotenashi.
Good. Okay. So we're going to talk about, I want to just talk about the salon culture as it relates to the salon experience and hairstylists, and how we can give more back to, we can give more to our clients. And like, I had my husband record a video where talent is not enough. Because talent, the physical act of doing hair is just not enough. So this is going to flow right into that video of talent is not enough that I'm going to post this week. And so the first thing that they mentioned on the video was about Western hospitality, and in our salon culture, like, it's highly visible. Like, when someone is doing something for you, or sometimes it might look like they're even trying a little too much. But in Omotenashi, it says that it's invisible and it's tangible. Can you explain that to us?
Omotenashi is it's so into our culture. I'm born with it, right? Omotenashi things, like, it's not really great things to show. You have to kind of like feel inside you, and then just kind of give without really showing. I give it. Yeah.
I'll give it to you. Yeah, right.
We just kind of like step down.
It's just natural.
Just kind of like, give. Like, it's not really pushy that way. And then make the people more comfortable, because in Japan it's like kind of distance is very common things. Like, we don't traditionally shake hands. We don't traditionally hug. We usually just kind of, like about maybe 1 feet away, not even a feet, but maybe 1 foot away, and we bow each other. That's, I'm sure you've seen it.
Yes, I definitely have. Yes.
Yeah. So that's like, you keep other people's boundaries. I mean, respect other people's boundaries. Means like we respect our boundaries each other. So that's like funny. More likely Omotenashi too, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Later on in the video, she did talk about, it's not forced hospitality. It's not the forced type of situation in the salon experience. This is not forced. It's just natural.
Yeah.
So one thing that she mentioned also is customer satisfaction, whereas on Omotenashi is just caring for people. Just caring for your customers, like in the salon. And I always tell young hairstylists that you should actually know what the client needs before they actually ask for it.
Yeah.
So an example for that for me would be like, if you have a client sitting under the dryer, right? And she's like, maybe she's scratching or she's taking her jacket off, like that's a visible sign that she needs help to me. Like, she's hot. Or
obviously,
either like the heat on the dryer is too high, or she might be sweating. She might need to take her jacket off. So when I went over that, I was like, wow, like I feel like I've been already practicing Omotenashi without actually knowing I was practicing it.
I think so. I think we're already, like, we had a conversations, and when you mentioned about high touch, right?
Yeah,
it's like high touch is like, oh, that's Omotenashi. Because you read a little sign from your client.
Yes.
Right? It's like you said, like, might be too hot, right? Like, you can't miss it. if you miss it, and then like that's just, it's a little action, but it means if we notice actions, we just like one word. Is it too hot for you? You want me to turn it down? That's it. They feel like, oh my gosh, she really cares about me. Right?
Yeah.
They feel so good. Yeah. That means a lot.
Yeah, it does. And if you're applying a chemical, like if you're applying color, or, you know, if the head is wet and you see them wiping, then don't let them keep wiping. If something is dripping down their face, like automatically, Omotenashi, you need a towel. They need a towel. Yeah. You know, they need to wipe something from their face. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I know. It doesn't take much. I believe Omotenashi, it doesn't take too much. Or sometimes it doesn't cost money. Right? Yeah.
But guess what? Like we say that, you say that it doesn't take much, but when you think about a younger hairstylist that's just coming into the industry, they may not be naturally ingrained with customer service and how to create the customer experience. So if they're focused more on the cutting and the coloring and the blow drying, but then they're not focused on the client's needs, I think that's a big part of how clients want to return to the salon, right? What do you think?
Yeah. Like, you know what? It's skill important, right? Product important. But customer service, hospitality is very important. Because you don't want to keep, like, you know, how to say it? Like, you want to have a client. You want to keep the clients. You want them coming back. You don't want to chase giving away coupons, or you want to just, you know, post online, or 20% off. You don't want to keep giving the deal to get new clients.
No, I agree. I don't even discounting to get clients.
No.
I don't either. Yeah.
No. So it's easier. Like, it's great. It's better to have a relationship. You know, like asking clients. They feel better too. And then you know, it's nice. So many clients, they have told me, they just like, you know what? I like coming here because I sit down and you know what I need. I don't even have to open my mouth. I can fall asleep. And it's done.
When you mentioned that earlier about your average hairstylist, when I think of that, I think of hairstylists. You don't have to be extravagant, but if you have some hairstylists that have a lot of talent, they have a lot of talent, but they can't keep clients. And then you have someone like you who might be just an average hairstylist who does good work, but then your Omotenashi kicks in, and then you can just constantly bring those clients back. You know, they're return clients without you having to do so much.
Yeah. I don't want to advertise. I stopped making business cards 15 years ago. Because once I have a business card, right? Some clients just like, you know what? Can I have 5-10 of them? I want to just give it away to people, or I just want to leave it to that restaurants, Asian restaurants, whatever. And then I really appreciate that, but there are more chances, strangers coming, right? There's like somebody's gonna call me, like, oh, I saw your business card. And then more likely my experience is those people, they come because maybe they want to try. They don't, you know, they seen a business card, right? And then it's like I wind up doing a little bit more work for them. Like I wasn't quite happy. I'm sure they weren't quite happy. So it's better. I always tell my clients, good people's friends are good people.
Exactly.
So
you kind of know what you're getting before the client comes to this, right? Because they come to you, because you work out of your home, right? Your business is in your home, so you kind of don't want the average person that's picking up your card in the supermarket to call you for an appointment. So you would rather have that one-on-one and that direct referral with your current client.
Yeah, the referral only.
Yeah. So when you think about like still the Omotenashi and the keeping in line with the customer care, what part of your, like, you grew up with that skill and with that knowledge of how to treat people? And sometimes I can experience. Sometimes that's different in the Western society. It's not as we don't always grow up with that skill. You know, it all depends on what kind of household you come from.
I like that question, Sharon.
Yeah.
I think from my experience, it kind of comes from, since we were in the kindergarten, okay, when we go to kindergarten, and then we immediately learn, like, so much to respect each other, friends and teachers, right? And then when we take the shoes off, when we get in the building or house, we take the shoes off. When we take the shoes off, we always, when you take the shoes off, you just kind of take the shoes off, right? But we make sure we put the shoes on the right way. And then we enter the house, right? And then it's a part of it. It's respect. We start learning respect us and respect the others, like since kindergarten too. And then also another way is, say, like when somebody comes to the guest, whoever comes in the house, and then we always take them to the best chair in the house. We give a little best cushions. Just like we just put others first in not bad ways. Like we treat them like we wanted to treat it.
Like, I know in my studio, I have I burn candles. I have some little water fountains, just to create, a more enriched and deeper salon spirit when you come into the salon. So, I have my music playing, but most of the times I'm just playing more just music that does not have words to it. So just lyric-free music, so that they can just get into and just be comfortable and just feel like they're at home. That's the kind of feeling I like, for clients to feel. Yeah.
Me too. I play music. It's like relaxing background music. No words. I do same things too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, what is it called? Like diffuser. Right?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of aroma oil.
Yeah, exactly.
And the same things, like you say, my day, you have a candle too, right?
Yeah.
And then make sure your clients knows which fragrance you like and they like. Right?
Okay, cool.
That's important too, right? Some just like, I don't like peppermint, just too strong. Or I don't like lavender, it's kind of strong. So like make sure when my clients come who doesn't like lavender, make sure I, don't have a lavenders in my diffuser. Or some clients, they're really allergic to some perfume scent. Yeah, so make sure not, I don't have anything. So you have to know from you have to know your clients from conversation too, right?
Yeah, so you're basically working on one client at a time, right?
Yes.
In your
I like it that way.
Yeah, so it's more of for me, it's more of a personable experience, and it's also, I feel like that you can earn more from the service by having that personalized experience as opposed to running over here trying to work on this client, running over here trying to see about that client.
Yeah.
It's just easier for us and for the client.
Yeah.
And especially what we have to follow, the guidelines that we have to follow now, right? How have you?
One at a time.
Yeah, and then you haven't really had to adjust to that, right? Not much.
Like it's just almost same,
Yeah, exactly.
I've been to, but only thing is sometimes I got a lot of Filipino clients, and then Filipino clients, they love to come in bunch. They're just a group, right?
Yeah.
They bring whole family, but so I tell them, can you wait in a car one at a time? They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
Little things, but it's not really changing.
I do have a studio, so I have one side, and then across the curtains, there's another side. So if I have a mother and daughter, then I can take them both at once. As
That's
long
so
as
convenient.
Yeah, they're together.
Yeah,
it's easier. But that's funny. You said the Filipinos, they like to come in bunches.
You know that, right?
They all want their hair done. That's cute. The whole family. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So did you start your career in Japan?
Yep. I started when I was in Japan. I mean, I was 19. I went to hairdressing school, a part-time, right? That way I could pay my own, right? And then at the same time, I was working at a hair salon. So I don't know how it works in the States, but in Japan you can do that way. It takes a little longer, but you can also, the benefit is cheaper. The school, right? The fees, tuition fees cheaper. And then I can learn the skills,
at the same
everything
time.
at the same time, right? So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So how was it for you building a clientele back then?
Back then I was working for somebody. I mean, the salon, I worked for somebody, and the salon owner, I was just doing her clients too, because I started as a apprentice.
Right.
Yeah. But I built a great relationship with them too, right? Because they really care about me. They let me do their hair. It's a scary things, right? Like fresh,
fresh out of school.
Apprentice.
Yeah, right, yeah. But that's the only way you're gonna get your practice. That's the only way you're gonna learn. Yeah, because I really feel like hairstylists coming right out of school, that they should start as a hairstylist inside of a salon that has more training, and not necessarily in a booth rent or a salon suite situation, because you have more people around you that you can relate to, that you can ask questions. If you get in a little situation that you need to figure something out, if you're working by yourself, I mean, you can jump on Google and find out information, but it's better to have somebody right there. Exactly. Yeah,
very much. And I realize that even if you are new, you don't know anything, how do I say, deal with a client with a lot of love and care, with a lot of respect. They don't mind. They kind of cheered me up. They support me. Like, oh yeah, you're new. Oh my gosh, what? You start like a month ago? And then they're not going to judge. And then because I always trying to have an attitude, like I don't know anything.
Yeah.
And then so appreciate it. They let me touch their hair, wash or brush or whatever. It's so scary, right? I mean, the first day one, even if brush their hair, it's just so scary. Like I don't know. I don't know how much. Did I pull too much? I don't know. Like I don't know. Am I hurting them? I don't know.
Yeah. And you know what? That's another way, your Omotenashi kicks in too, because I watch facial expressions. Like when you see those clients' facial expressions, and if you pulling the hair any kind of way, you like, okay, did I hurt you? And in the body expressions too, like, if they're fidgeting or, they're scratching, it's like, okay, what is going on? Let me find out.
I learned it like through the mirror a lot. Like, you have to look the mirror, right? Like you have to look the hair, but also at the same time to observe the clients, you have to look client through the mirror, right? And then you can read the sign immediate, right? You can just see the like sign or like and do it. I was very, very impressed. You just like, I bring teas and I read the sign for my clients, like scratch itchy. I just like, whoa, Sharon is really nice. She's really good. You can work in Japan, no problem. You blend in.
right, yeah. Because it's just about taking care of just the person, the human. Once you have the client in your chair, it's about just doing as much as you can for them without asking for anything in return. And not that
that's right.
They're paying for the service, but I feel like when you have that one-on-one, that personable service, you can just charge more. You can charge more and you can make more money without having to work longer, harder hours.
Yeah, because you treat them really special. So definitely you have to do omotenashi. I think it's our nature. We pay attention, conversations, right? You catch what they like. Sometimes comes in short conversations. Omotenashi is also it's part of it. I'm sure you're doing it too. You remember what they like, right? The customers like.
Yeah. And what they don't like too. What they don't like.
Very much. Yes, that's very as important as what they like. It's good to pay attention.
Yeah, it is.
What they don't like, right?
Like we said earlier, you just listen. So so excited that we got on here today, and just to talk about the hospitality as it relates to the Western culture and the Omotenashi. That's going to be one of my new favorite terms.
Thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Jerome. And thank you for everybody.
All right, take care.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for joining me with this chat, and I call it one of our cultural chats. That I had the opportunity to talk to Yuko, who is a Japanese hairstylist, and shared her experience in just the salon experience and the hair industry, and how she treats her clients and how she uses the Japanese technique of Omotenashi. That's my new favorite terminology. And I'll be incorporating some of those techniques into my services, and hope you guys will too. So until the next time, take care and peace.